will you be making a documentary about what goes behind the lives of learning disability rights?
The question is, will we be making a film of what goes behind the lives of learning disability? The laws and things like that? You know, that's a really great question. The simple answer is no. You know, I was asked 10 years ago or more to be a judge. And as a neighbor, I just came across the river from Walpole, Vermont to Putney, and I watched the Greenwood School recite this, and I just wept. And I said, somebody ought to make a film about that. I wasn't that somebody because I work in old photographs and archives and things like that. This is what was called a cinema verite film, cinema of truth film. And that means you just observe and you don't have any narration. We have some narration. You don't have any added music, just whatever found music. We've added some music. But that was not my style. But I kept coming back. Sometimes I would just come back to visit a class and talk about a story, talk about the context of the Gettysburg Address. But as we got closer and closer to the 150th anniversary, and last November 19th was the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's delivery of the Gettysburg Address, we just sort of felt we've got to do it. And so we sort of stopped the other things we were doing and made space for this film. Now, as a result, it really opens up a lot of questions about LD schools, about what the experiences are, what happens in regular public schools, the nature of these differences, some of the struggles that you see in the film. And one of the things that we see that's already taken place before the film's broadcast, and that will be in a couple weeks on April 15th on PBS, is that people have already begun to sort of band together and think and act and talk about those things. And that's really what a film can do, is excite people to think about it. The other thing is that while we were working on it, we thought we ought to challenge everybody to learn the Gettysburg Address. Everybody. All of you. Not just school children. And we ask you to learn it. And if you go to learntheaddress.org, you will see every living president. You will see many famous people in media, and Bill Gates, and Warren Buffett, and Steven Spielberg, and Uma Thurman, and Taylor Swift, and Bill O'Reilly, but also Rachel Maddow, Marco Rubio, but also Nancy Pelosi. Hundreds of people who are well known, but then behind them, thousands of people who have begun to upload their own recitations of the Gettysburg Address. And we have a feeling that this could ripple out and start a conversation, because I think one of the most important things in the film is said by Tom Ehrenberg, the school therapist, who says that we all think in America that we like differences and we celebrate individuality, but in point of fact, we really like people to behave the same, and we don't know how to deal with people that aren't that way. And we hope in some ways that the film has said that the boys of the Greenwood School are incredibly intelligent, incredibly smart. And if you may not know this, a disproportionate number of CEOs of Fortune 500 companies are dyslexic or suffer from, do they suffer from some learning difference? And we realize that sometimes the strategies that students employ to figure out how to overcome or at least catch up are themselves so novel that they set them in extraordinarily good stead for the rest of their lives. So we hope that the job is to take the film out and to talk about those themes that are of interest to you. Thank you.